Janitai, Haribol. Happy Apara Ekadashi to all my dear devotees. Vrata Srashtha. By following Ekadashi Vrata, it is the best to please Krishna. If one is following Ekadashi, Krishna will be pleased to him. So, I hope all of you are following this Ekadashi Vrata. Now we'll start our conversation between Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu and Ramananda Rai. Sri Krishna and Vishakha Sakhi. They are talking about Sakhya Prema, the friendly mood in which mood Bhagavan Sri Krishna also, he loves. By Sakhya Prem, the friends of Braja, they attract the mind of Krishna. At the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita, we can see that Kaviraja Goswami Prabhupad, he described the mood of Bhagavan. আপনাকে বড় মানে আমারে সমহীন সর্বভাবে আমি হই তাহার অধীন. Sri Krishna said, in friendly mood, if one of my friend just think in that way, not one of my friend, all the friends of Braj, they are thinking, sometimes I am equal to them, Shama, or sometimes I am more smaller than them or inferior by the power, by the effort, by my activity. So that's why they are taking care of me. And then Bhagavan said, if one is offering such kinds of love, then I love to offer myself under control of him. Sarvabhave ami hoi tahar odhin. But at the same time, he said, Amar Ishwar mane apunarehীন, tar preme bosh ami na hoi odhin. But if one is thinking, I am Ishwar, I am Bhagavan, and he is very tiny or small in front of me, and in that way he offers his 100% love to me, but with this thinking, with this meditation. So maybe his love will please me, but he cannot control me, because I will not offer myself to him. Bhagavan said, Ya me vaisha parinute tena labhya stasaiva atma viparinote tvanumsha. Only he can attain me, to whom I'll offer myself. So Bhagavan wanted to say that everything, it depends on my desire. To whom I'll offer myself, it depends on my desire. But if it was exactly like that in Vrindavan, in Braj, no. It was not by his desire. Everything happened there in Vrindavan. It was by the desire of his associates. In different mood, different associates. In friendly mood, Sridham, Sudam, Dam, Vasudam, everything happened by their desire, by their love. In parental mood, by Nanda Baba, Ma Yashoda, and the others like them. In Madhura Rati, in beloved mood, Srimati, Chandravali, Adi, all the Sakhis, all the Brajgopis, Brajbadhus. So, nothing was happened by the desire of Krishna in Braj. But Bhagavan said, Yo me vaisha brahmate tena lagya. It depends on his desire. Then how it was possible? How it was possible? And he has such kinds of power. Kartum. If he think that I'll do this, no one can stop him. If he say, I'll not do this, so no one can force him to do that. No one. No one can make it possible. And anyatha kartum. He can perform such things which is beyond our imagination. Beyond our intelligence. Anyatha kartum samartha. So, it is his ability, power. Then, how it was happened in Vrindavan? That nothing was there by the desire of Krishna. Most of the Leela, it was arranged by my Yogamaya. Even in Ras Leela, at the beginning of Ras Leela, it is said, Bhagavan Pitaraptri Sharadat Fulla Mallika Iksharantung Manaschakre Yogamaya Mabasrata. Bhagavan, he took shelter on Yogamaya. Who is the arranger of everything, of all Leelas. And after that, everything happened by the love of his associates. Sometimes by friends, sometimes by servants, sometimes by his beloveds. Nothing was there. It was by Krishna. Yes, he killed some demon. He killed some demons. But that also, it was happened buy them. How? Because Krishna is always covered with the madhurya. So he forgot everything. He forgot his aishwarya. He forgot his power. He forgot that he is Bhagavan. Everything he forgot. Then how he killed this? How it was by them? Because they came to Krishna. Or when Krishna, he felt, oh, my associates, my friends, they are in danger, so I have to save them. All the demons, in this way, they are killed by Krishna, but the main cause was the associates. Not only to show his aishwarya to them, no. Always he tried to hide his aishwarya, his power. So, you can ask about this Putana, about Jamalarjun. For Putana, Bhagavan was compassionate. Because that time she was acting like stepmother, Dhatri. That's why Krishna was compassionate to her. He killed her. And he gave that stage of his stepmother. He gave her stepmother that stage. He accepted. Putana, even she was a demon, a Rakshasa. Then also Krishna accepted her as his stepmother. And Nalakubar Manigrid, they are waiting for Krishna's mercy there. Since 100 Daiva year. Daiva year means 1 year equal to, for the demigods, it's 1 day. So in that way, 1 year for the demigods, in this calculation, 1 year for the demigods, it's known as Daiva Varsha. So they were waiting, Nalakubar Manigrim, they were waiting 100 Daiva Varsha. So Krishna was merciful to them. He just freed from their curse. But most of his, such kinds of this Aishwarya, he manifested, he opened his Aishwarya in front of others. It was only for his associates, the devotees, to save them, to protect them. Because Krishna cannot just manifest his Aishwarya. Aishwarya moved in front of any of his Vrindavan associates. His Aishwarya is afraid. When there is Madhurya, Aishwarya will run from that place. So Bhagavan said, Amake Ishwar mane apunare. With imagine in that way, with worshipping me in that way, that I am Bhagavan, I am Ishwar, and he is very inferior than me, like servant, and like my creature. So maybe I'll accept their love. Maybe sometimes I'll hypnotize by their love, but I'll not offer myself to them. They'll get some mercy, some blessings, some grace from me, but not me. So Prabhu, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, he was very happy. He said, right, yes, they are also one of the greatest one, Shakya. Shakya Prem also great, but it is also not the greatest. They have also some limitation by Mamatya Buddhi, by their love. Yes, they are taking care of Krishna. But friends, they cannot feel like father, mother. They are serving, but they cannot take care like mother. So in Mamatya Buddhi, that means Krishna is mine. In this imagination, they are not so higher. They have limitation. So if you know something more special, more higher, then please tell me. So Ramananda Roy, he said, yes, Prabhu, I know. I know the friends, they have limitation. And the friendly mood, it is also not the highest. But I wanted to show the stages of prema. Because Bhagavan was attracted there in Braja by his eternal associates. In Braja, in different kinds of love, different kinds of prema. And it's only by eternal associates. Jiva sadhaka, they have no rights to perform Swatantramayi Shiva, like the friends of Vrindavan. They cannot develop such mood. It's rare, very rare. I said yesterday. It's very rare. Only 2, 3 we can see in the history, like Ramakrishna Das Pandit Baba. But there was not so much. And it's happened only by causeless mercy. There is one point. What is that? Austerities, performing spiritual practice, attaining all the stages in order. But completely different, there is one point, and that is causeless mercy. If there is no way to see any cause, so we have to think it's causeless mercy. Why Parikshit Maharaj was protected? That Bhagavan, he entered in the womb of Uttaradevi. Why? It is said it is costless mercy. It was questioned there. It was questioned there. When Shukadev Goswami Charan, he started to describe about Krishna Tattva. Then he said, Parikshit, there is completely different one thing, and it is known as costless mercy. Ahoitu ki kripa. Parikshit Maharaj, he asked, costless mercy, if it is possible? Yes, possible. Is there any example? Yes, Parikshit. The great example is you and me, both. We are both the great example for his costless mercy. Because both of us, we got his costless mercy when we were in our mother's womb. And it is not possible for any sadhakas. We had no sadhana, no spiritual practice. But Bhagavan, she was very merciful to us. Can you imagine, Parikshit, how he protected you? He can do anything by his desire, Ichamaya. He wanted to protect you from Brahmastra. And he can do it from outside also. From outside also. But that time, that very, very special mercy was appeared for you. Bhagavan was not faithful about his own power. He entered in the womb of your mother with his weapons. Can you imagine, Parikshit? With Sudarshan and his very special Kaumadaki Gada clave. First, he absorbed the power of Brahmastra by his Kaumadaki Gada. By Sudarshan, he covered you. It was finished his duty. Okay. Maybe he entered to protect you because it was the death for your families. Because Pancha Pandavas, they are the most nearest devotees of Krishna. And you are the last person of Kaurava Kula, Kuru Vamsha. So maybe for his devotees, he protected you. But then what happened? By touching you, he gave you consciousness. You know, Parikshit, when you were in mother's womb, by touching, he gave you consciousness. And then he gave you full realization to know about his true tattva. It was his costless mercy. For me, just think about my situation, what he did. When I got this feelings that if I'll born, so suddenly Maya will catch me. I'll be under control of Maya. And I know that Maya is the great problem. Everyone is serving Maya because all of them are hypnotized. It's the rule of creation. Whoever will born in this world, Maya will grab them anyhow. It is fixed for everyone. But Bhagavan, he did completely different for me. Because I don't want to born here. Because of that Maya. When my father asked me, so I said, yes, by one condition I'll born. Parikshit, it was 12 years. I closed myself in mother's womb. It was 12 years. I don't want to come out from that place because of Maya. So when my father asked me, I said, yes, I'll born by one condition. What condition? Bhagavan has to come in front of me here and he has to promise me that after my birth, Maya will not touch me. I don't want to serve Maya. My father, he ran to Krishna. That time he was in Dwarka. When he said everything, so Bhagavan was agreed. Can you imagine, Parikshit? For me, who has nothing, for him, Bhagavan did something completely different. He broke his own rule. He broke his own rule for me. I born and Maya, she didn't touch me. I'm free from Maya because he came here in Badarika Ashrama and he promised me. For me, for fraction of second, Maya was disappeared from this planet. And in that moment, I born. So I'm free from Maya. Parikshit, great example. Ahituki Kripa. So Ahituki Kripa, that means costless mercy, it's rare. If it is there, then there is no question for any practice. Why he got this? It is costless mercy. How he attained this? It is costless mercy. If there is no strong cause is there, so it's costless mercy. Normally, for Jiva Sadhaka, only they have rights to perform Anugatya Mahishava because it is impossible to develop such mood of Swatantra Mahishava in their heart, in their mind. They cannot go out from that meditation that Krishna is Bhagavan, Krishna is Ishwar, because it is the eternal relation between them. So, Mahaprabhu said, right? Yes, they are great, but not greatest. They have also some limitation. If you know more higher, then please tell me. Prabhu kahe, yehuttam. Yes, it is great. Aage kaho aar. If you know more, then please tell me. Rai kahe vatsalya prem shabdha sar. Yes, Prabhu. After Sakhya Prem, Vatsalya Prem is more higher than Sakhya Prem. Because they are Vatsalya Prem. And with that Vatsalya Prem, they have also more the mood of Samkhya, the service of servants, the mood of friends, that means Sakhya. All three are also there in Vatsalya Prem. Prabhu is very near. He is very near to Madhurarati. But he also loves at the same time. Sri Krishna, he loves his father and mother, Nanda Baba Ma Yashoda. Mahaprabhu wanted to listen something. Bhakta mukhe bhakti katha. Ativa rasa. When one devotee will describe the truths of bhakti, the lila katha, then it is more sweet. Then it is more sweet. And Prabhu always want to listen this. Prabhu always loved to listen this. When Bhakta will say something about bhakti, his lila katha, he is very careful to listen this all. And when one devotee will say, like Ramananda Rai, so it is more sweeter than anything. So that is why Prabhu also wanted to listen something about his father and mother from Ramananda Roy. So he asked, right? Why Vatsalya Prem is Sadhya Sar? Is there any evidence? Yes, Prabhu. Which sloka Ramananda Roy quoted here? Exactly that two sloka. I already said yesterday. Ramananda Roy, he said, Prabhu, how his parents took care of Krishna. It was amazing. Sukadeva Goswami, he describes Srimad Bhagavatam. And it was about Krishna Katha. Actually, we know Srimad Bhagavat. What is Srimad Bhagavat? Srimad Bhagavat is Krishna Katha. But if we look at Srimad Bhagavat, then really we found Krishna Katha after long time. 10th canto. At the beginning, it was also some stories in Kurukshetra, that means how he protected Parikshit Maharaj, how Kunti Devi, she prayed to Krishna. But it's not so good way. Very short. But he started Krishna Katha from 10th canto. Why it is? Because Sukadeva Goswami Charan, he wanted to give this realization to Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit, I'll describe Krishna Katha to you. But before that, you have to know who is Krishna. You must know this. Who is Krishna? So he start to describe in that way. Atra Swarga Visargascha Sthana Poshana Mutaya Mannantare Shanu Katha Nirodha Muktirasra. Sharga, Visarga, Sthan, Poshan, Uti, Mannantar, Ishokatha, Nirod, Mukti, Ashraya. By this 10 content, Shukadeva Goswami Charan, he described Srimad Bhagavat to Parikshit. Before he'll start Krishna Katha, he described all his opulences, Aisharyas, about creation, about all truths, about many avatars, about many devotees. So until 9th canto, he described about his opulences, Aisharyas. Why it is? Why Shukadev he described in that way? Because of that. He wanted to give that realization who is Krishna and what he can do for prema, love. He has not to say anything. Parikshit will compare and he will realize because he is Parikshit. Prakishtena ikkana samarthadasya. Who can judge and examine, who can compare very well. So he is Parikshit. That is why, after all his opulences, Aishwarya, avatars, then when he started pure Vrindavan Katha, then Parikshit Maharaj was really surprised. Because who creates everything? Who controlling everything? Who is cause of everything? Sarva Karana Karanam. He is cause of all causes. How we can be under control of one in his creation? It was really surprising for Parikshit. So that's why he asked, Nanda Kima Karat Brahman, Hey Shukadev, whatever Nanda Maharaj he performed, he observed as austerities, that Krishna appeared as his son. Or whatever my Yashoda, she performed, by which Krishna is like this, very normal boy, a cohort boy. And he's running to his mother for milk. Apuja Shastanang Hari. Maybe Bhagavan, he blessed them, Dhara and Drona, in another yuga. Maybe by that austerities, because they please Bhagavan. Maybe that is why Bhagavan, he appeared in that way. Shukadeva Goswami Charan, he was a little bit angry about that. He said, Parikshit, you really think that Dhara and Drona is Nanda and Yashoda? Parikshit Maharaj asked, isn't it? Dhara, Drona, Nanda, Yashoda? No, Parikshit. You must know, only that completely different mood can appear manifest in the heart of eternal associates for Bhagavan. You must know they are Atma Prakasha. Of Krishna. For all time, Nanda Yashoda, they are the mother and father of Krishna. Because Krishna wants to get that pure love from them. And only they can offer such kinds of very pure love. Parikshit Maharaj, then also, when Shukadev Goswami said, then also, because still that pure Mahabhurya description was not started. Still the heart of Parikshit Maharaj was full of Aishwarya about Krishna. So that's why he was surprised. Then also he asked, special? Where is the speciality? Parikshit, no one can imagine their love. Not you also. Ever you listen or hear that mother is thinking if her son or her child is sucking her breast, it will suffer the chin? Mother, no. If I'll give her breast, if I'll give him breast, so they will suck and they will get their food, milk. That is the speciality for Ma Yashoda. Fomang Vashaha Prithukoti Tati Bibhrati Shutranadhyam Putra Sneha Snutapucha Jugam Jatapam Pancha Shukshu Rajya Karsha Srama Puja Chalat Kankano Kundalecha Shinnang Bakrang Kavara Vigalan Malati Nirma Mantra Parikshit Putra Sneha Snutapucha Jugam. Ma Yashoda, she was churning the yogurt. It was for Krishna. It was for Krishna, because the neighbors, they said so many things about Krishna to Ma Yashoda. They complained, oh Yashoda, please control your son. Otherwise, he's very naughty. We are really suffered by him. We cannot save our yogurt and everything. Every day he's going there with his friends and monkeys. And anyhow, he's stealing everything. And sometimes he's breaking all the pots. It is really a big problem for us. Please control. So Mother Yashoda decided that no, the butter can't do that work, because maybe the maidservant, they are not really giving their importance to do this. That's why Krishna, he doesn't like, so he's going other house to get this very good butter. She decided, I'll do this. And it is for Krishna. So she was churning that yogurt, but at the same time, in her heart, in her mind, there was Krishna. That Krishna is sleeping. Whenever he will wake up, so he will come to me and he will ask me for breast. Because after a long time, after this long night, big night, she will be hungry. So when he will come to me, I have to give him breast. Only to imagine about this, only to think about this, her breast start to form the milk. Automatically, Putra Sneha Snuta Puchujugam, because Ma Yashoda is thinking that, oh no, Krishna is more softer than the butter. Nabonito nindito tomi. It's good that I'll give everything to him, to Krishna. He has not to suck. Maybe it will give him pain if he will suck, because he is more softer than butter. So milk was coming out automatically from her breast for Krishna. Parikshit, it's very, very special love. You know, Maharaj, no one attained Krishna like that. Nemang Brincha, no Bhavo, no Srirapyanga Samsraya Prasadang Leviri Gopi Yatya Prapa Vimuktida. Nemang Brincha, Brahma, he wanted to attain. No Bhavo, Devadidev Mahadev, he also wanted. Lakshmi Devi, she also. But not like Mother Yashoda and all other Braja associates. And in the commentary, both of them, Vishwanath Chakrabartibad and Jiva Goswami, in the commentary of Vaishnava Toshani, he said the difference and distance Gopi Yatyat Prabhu, how Mother Yashoda and all other Braja associates, they got Krishna. Birinchadaya nole phire, nole phire, nole phire. How they attained Krishna? Birinchadaya, that means Mahadev, Brahma, Lakshmi Devi, they never attained. They tried, but they could not. They tried, but they have failed. because they are not allowed by Krishna. Krishna said to them, no. So only they can. Ramananda Roy, he said, Prabhu, they are really very special. Whatever I will say about all of them, you know, Bhagavan, he's appearing in this world in the process of, and not like the normal person, Vedhadhikya, appearing for Bhagavan, that process named as Vedhadhikya. He is not appearing here, not like others. He is not Shukraja. So, how he is appearing? First, his form will appear in the heart of father. Then that form will transform to the heart of mother. Then she will appear in this world by that medium, father, mother, not like others. So, here the form of Bhagavan created by his father, here Nanda Maharaj. In Srimad Bhagavad Gita, in Srimad Bhagavat, at the beginning of Srimad Bhagavat, when Kunti Devi, she was praying to Krishna. So, she said that Krishna, now I'll offer you one garland, but not by flowers. I'll offer you one garland by your name. Krishna said, that's great. So Kunti Devi, she said, Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo. He mentioned first Krishnaya Nama, Vasudevaya Nama, Devaki Nandanaya cha Nama, Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Nama, Govindaya Namo. Krishna asked, Oh Peshima, oh my dear auntie, why you just choose this some name? Because I have so many, but you choose some of this. If it is very special, yes, Krishna. All those names I said, it's very special. Can you tell me why you choose this? Yes. The first you said Krishna. Why Krishna? Because Krishna. Everyone in this planetary system, everyone wants liberation, mukti, moksha. Because they are tied here by Maya and samsara. And this name, Krishna name, has such power. Will take shelter on your Krishna name. So by this name, they will be free from this world. Okay? Vasudevaya. Krishna, it is for reminder that you accepted me, your auntie, and the connection that I am the sister of your father Vasudeva. So, please be merciful to me. Don't forget, I'm your auntie. You accepted me. I'm not your auntie, but you accepted me as your auntie. Then, Devakinandan, yes. When I remind you as your father, so same way I remind you with mother, Devak, Vasudeva and his wife Devaki. Is it only mother Devaki? No. You are right, Krishna. I mentioned actually mainly here, not the wife of Vasudeva Devaki. I mentioned here Yashoda. Denamni Nanda Bharjayang Yashoda Devakittapi. Maybe you don't know Krishna, your mother Yashoda. She has also one another name, and that is Devaki. Because of this same name, the wife of Vasudeva, that Devaki, and your mother Yashoda, they are very good friends because they are same namesake. So that's why I mentioned your mother Yashoda. Actually, you are grateful to them. You know, Krishna? Mother Yashoda and your father Nanda Maharaj. Nanda Maharaj, he created you that beautiful form, this beautiful form in his heart as a very good artist. And Mother Yashoda, she teaches you about your sweetness. That is why you are very beautiful. That is why you are very attractive, and that is why you are sweeter than anything. Because of your father and your mother. That's why first I am grateful to them. Not Vasudeva and Devaki. All of us were really grateful to them, Nanda Baba and Ma Yashoda. Because of them, you are like this, Krishna. Ramananda Rai said, Prabhu, at the beginning of Srimad Bhagavata, Kunti Devi, she revealed her realization that we are grateful to Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda. Because of them, we have Krishna in this form, in this mood. Krishna's costless mercy also, because of them. Because they teach us how to share love with others. Actually, Prabhu, Krishna, he was a student there in Braja. It was Mahavidyalaya, University of Love, Pure Prem. And all of them, they were the Acharya, professor. Sridam, Sudam, Dam, Vasudam. They are the professor in Shakhya Prem. Nanda Baba, Ma Yashoda. They are the professor of Vatsalya Prem. Srimati Radharani, Chandravali, Lalita, Vishakha. They are the professor of Madhura Prem. And Krishna was the student there. Krishna was the student there. But he was not really good student, Prabhu. He was not really good student. That is why they are not really happy with Krishna. Sometimes they have to control. Sometimes they have to chastise. How the teacher, they are controlling their naughty student. Mahaprabhu was surprised. Krishna was not good student of love. No, Prabhu. Actually not. He was not a good student. Why? He is Sarvagya. He is all known. How you can say this, that Krishna was not good student? Yes. Then I had to show you some examples, some leelas. Okay, tell me. Ramananda Roy will explain, describe why Krishna was not good student of love. Why Ramananda Roy says in that way. He will describe this, but not today. Tomorrow.